We could actually be talking about the torque changes and the other public test servers and maybe the information about the new season. But nah. Let's talk about like 3-week old drama stories. Let's get right into the news. Alright, so welcome back everybody. So today we're actually talking about this lovely video here that we made last week here, talking about clan bans and how that actually happened, what was the situation here, what this means, stuff like that. And last week it actually got quite a few comments here, a lot of them actually talking about how the information here was incorrect, or how it may have been questionable or not entirely accurate. So let me just briefly summarize what it said. So I briefly summarized that there was 3 clans that were banned, and that most likely they were banned because they were having alternative clans intentionally lose to the main clan, so that the main clan would then have more and more score. Now, apparently this was not entirely true. In fact, people were like, oh no, they're just, coordinating with clans so they can reduce their queue time for a bit during the season and have more fun, and things like that. And okay, well, I don't really have any first-hand information off here. I was just going based off Reddit sources. What does the actual team over at Targem and Gaijin Studios say? So I actually reached out to quite a few of the members there, and I actually did get quite a few responses here. And essentially, a lot of them just reaffirmed what I said, that yeah, these clans were actually banned because they were elo boosting, because they had these alternative clans feed them points during the season. And the reason why I came to that conclusion was because, 1, the Reddit post, but 2, there is a huge point disparity between the number 1 position and the number 9th position, being over 100 score point difference, which is massive. So in a way, yeah, your boy was right here. Your boy was right. But actually, in the course of actually investigating this whole ordeal here and actually talking with a bunch of people about it, there's actually may have been even more going behind the scenes as to actually how these clans obtain such high rankings. So quite a few of them actually mention things like using low population servers so that you could actually match with the clan you desired with. So then that was another way they actually engage in unsportsmanlike behavior and game the matchmaking system. There were also other things that they were mentioning too, things like cheating and how these high tier clans may have been using cheats to actually gain an unfair advantage. So examples of this would have been things like using aimbots or wall hacks that would actually allow you to see where your enemies are at all times, or allow you to perfectly aim all your weapons to maximize your damage output, and by doing so, you would likely win more and more frequently. So that had been another reason why they're banned. In fact, I actually got linked to this post quite a few times throughout my investigation, mainly to this post right here, because apparently it's quite a bit of information here. And I can go ahead and read over it if you'd like, but we can go over here a few of the lines here. So first off, they are very good players. Having played together for literally years, there's a bit of a rich get richer type scenario where you can trust every single individual item in their craft is optimally used. Secondly, there's quite a lot of top tier players, enough to run 3 top level teams simultaneously. Most top level clans cannot run 2 at best. Thus, the points earned per hour ends up being higher than the other clans as long as the win rates are consistent. So essentially they're doing these things here that would optimize their builds. Because you have to remember, in clan battles, most clans only have 1 team that they occasionally rotate. But these top tier clans can have 2 or 3 at any given moment, and there is no limit on how many teams you can actually queue up at the exact same time. So if you want to earn a lot of points, your clan can actually be running, 5 teams at any given moment, assuming everyone is on and everyone is on the same page and a pretty high skill. Then you can actually end up earning a lot of points here. Now, as to actually how they secured their points over and over again, he essentially says the thing of elo boosting, where these clans would have an alternative clan that they would log on to after they secured a lead. After they secured a lead, they would boost up this alternative clan, and once this alternative clan can actually match with the other clan, they would then battle each other, and then the alternative clan would lose to the main clan, and this main clan be boosted up. So essentially, elo boosting all over again. But the way to optimize this, like I said, they'd queue on low population servers like Oceanic and Australia and the Asian servers. So that way they could actually get with these teams that A, are not very good, because Australian and Asian servers probably do not have very many high tier clans, but then 2, since they're low population, you're more likely to get matched up with a clan that is one that you desire, since there isn't as many random chances or random encounters in there. So essentially, I was being gaslit like crazy on my previous video about as to what these people were actually doing, what the top tier clans were actually doing. But no, it turns out, yep, no, it's pretty much exclusively what you think it is. Now that being said too, I also have word from the team over at Tall Gym and Gaijin, this actually isn't going to be the first wave of moderation, that if this issue comes up again in a substantial amount and they have more evidence, they will actually start looking more at moderation of this again, so there actually may be more bans later on down the line that may be issued here. Although considering now that all these clans are aware that something like this is actually occurring, I can't imagine them trying to engage in this behavior right now, especially now that all the top tier clans were just recently banned. So I am more than absolute certain right now that all these top tier clans are just kind of quietly letting their alternative clans die out. But on that, there was also a smaller comment I made too regarding tree burgers. So in my video, I was mentioning about alternative means at which people were gaming the matchmaking system, and I mentioned how people were intentionally dropping rank from anywhere from diamond or so down to bronze, in which they would face very easy teams, and then they would just wipe the floor with these teams and slowly gather up uranium, and that this would be a more effective way at actually farming uranium, and how I used to see Tree Burgers doing this during one of his streams. However, he came out and actually commented on the situation that he was actually doing here, so let's go over and read this real quick. At the time I was in SWAT, we would be anywhere from diamond to bronze, which is actually quite a large disparity, because we spent our early weeks having fun playing stupid builds. Did we play to lose? No. Did we play bad builds that would likely lose to an S tier team? Yes. These are not intentional dropping and cannot said to be. So essentially here, they're saying that we didn't intentionally lose matches to drop rank to then farm uranium. We would just play unorthodox builds that would consistently lose to good teams, and that you would actually be able to, you know, have fun with, or things like that. And it does actually point out that Crossout doesn't really have a rule that states that you have to play the most optimal builds here if you're playing competitive matches. And I suppose that is true. Oliver, it does become hard to suss out what is their intention and what is the effect or things like that. Because the thing is that in either situation, you're almost essentially doing the same thing, in which you are dropping rank during the season, you are then playing at this easier level, and then you're elevating yourself back up at the end of the season to get more uranium rewards. So essentially, the outcomes are the same, however the path they took to actually get there was slightly different here, and that this could actually make it a TOS violation depending on which path that you can do. So if you just play different builds that don't win very often, that's not a TOS violation. If you intentionally lose to game the matchmaking system there, then that would be a TOS violation here, and that there is a bit of discrepancy here too. Further on, he says, regardless of point dropping, rank dropping, this is not. What Hate has done is intentionally throw matches. That is something else. We never threw matches, we just sometimes tested out different builds and setups. The thing is too though, this is actually just wrong at this point. Hate never intentionally threw matches. That clan never did. It was their sub-clan that actually threw matches in Hate's favor that would then boost the score up. So it's technically not Hate, but maybe he was just having a bit of a worse situation here. But yeah, that's his response. That's my response to the response. And now we're waiting for the response to the response to the response to the response. Oh boy, who doesn't love a layer of meta jokes beyond anything? But I think other than that, that should be pretty much everything to follow up on this video. So what's your guys' opinion on this whole situation here? Is it a mess? Absolutely. But is it a bit interesting? I will say that too. But other than that, hopefully, now that we got this all sorted out of the way here, now I can start fixing up my desk and actually get back on there, because, oh my god, is my back starting to kill being on this floor here. But I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and bye-bye.